I am SVP of Sales Operations at Checkout.com. We are a payment processing company headquartered in London. And I am American, but live in London and have been there a little over a year. I started in sales operations after being in sales for about 10 plus years. I'd always thought that my career path would be sales. My whole family had been in sales. I grew up in the Silicon Valley, and I just knew I was going to be working in software somewhere doing sales. And after about 10 years of working at different software companies, SaaS companies, I'd been seeing how being on the sales side of things, that there was a lot of room for improvement on an operational side. And after the 08-09 crash and I was laid off, I said, you know what, I'm going to become a Salesforce admin. And watched every YouTube video that Salesforce had at the time, read all of the documents they had online, all the Dreamforce decks they had, started working in a dev org, went and got myself admin certified, started doing volunteer work to learn the admin side of working in Salesforce. And then from there, I've grown, running a team that ran just Salesforce to running sales ops. And then now I run sales ops with around 12 or 13 people at Checkout, and we'll probably double the size of the sales ops org this year. So it's been a crazy, interesting way to get to where I am, but I'm having a good time. It's been fun. The most rewarding aspect of my current role is probably around seeing people who are earlier in their careers within sales ops and helping them develop and grow in an area that I'm quite passionate about. I like being in the trenches with the sales team. So I'm a salesperson at heart, carried a bag for 10 plus years. I know how hard it is to be a salesperson, and I like being in the trenches. You know, you're not the one closing the deal, but doing everything you can to help support the sales org. For me is exciting. You know, I mean, that's what the lifeblood of any company is, any organization is the lifeblood of sales. So my one piece of advice for someone that wants to get into sales ops or grow their sales ops career is to be a student of how things are being done and the best way to improve on them within your organization. One thing that I found immensely valuable has been the modern sales pros community. And I joined 4 or 5 years ago, so early member. I call it the bat phone, where it's like I have questions where I don't know the answer, like there's a new problem that you're trying to solve. And being able to have a number of other people who are doing your role and being able to get their advice or feedback on how they've solved this complex problem, something you're trying to report on in Salesforce, or how do you model this, or comp plans, or that sort of thing. I really think being the student of the game, understanding continually new tools, new ways of thinking, new ways of analyzing data is really important. And I trust the feedback within MSP community much more so than if I was to look at the G2 crowd or some other public websites, because I know MSP is sales ops leaders focused specifically solving the kind of problems that I'm trying to solve. I think the DNA, or when you're hiring for the future of sales, is someone that can leverage resources across the whole organization and is able to, you know, kind of like the project manager of everything versus the old school days, which was the lone wolf sales rep, which they're still out there very successful, but I don't think that's how you scale an organization. It's, you know, finding someone that can work with all the different resources internally. It's a lot more about how can reps be really smart about leveraging all the tools that they have, arrows in their quiver, as the saying goes, versus 20 years ago, it was like, well, who did you know in your Rolodex? So it's definitely evolved, and I think it will continue to evolve in that direction. My name is Brooke Treseder, and I'm a modern sales pro.